You're still watching TVC Breakfast. We'll now take you to the Center of Unity, where we link up with Nyesom Wike and Tijesu Adeoye in our Abuja studio for the FCT Breath. In Akwana, Abuja, there's a lot to talk about PDP. I leave it over to you.
Thank you so much, Ria. Indeed, there's a lot to talk about, an interesting topic, and we're here to unpack it right here on the table. Good morning.
Good morning, Nigeria. It's a good time to move away from the U.S.-Nigeria narrative into politics. So you have the floor, TJ.
Good morning and welcome to FCT Brief. Today our spotlight is on the opposition People's Democratic Party, a party once regarded as Africa's largest political family, now caught in another round of internal turmoil. The unfolding leadership crisis within the PDP has raised questions about unity, credibility, and its readiness to play the role of a strong opposition ahead of the 2027 general elections. At the center of the crisis are competing interests, regional alignments, and deep-seated grievances over control of the party. From state chapters to the national secretariat, the power tussle has left the PDP struggling to project a coherent voice on major national issues.
Analysts say what began as internal disagreements over chairmanship and zoning has snowballed into a full-blown leadership test that threatens the party's stability. The party's challenge is not new, but the current wave of disconnect could define its future. As loyalists and stakeholders trade accusations, the real question remains: can the PDP rise above internal politics and rebuild the trust of Nigerians who still look to it as a viable alternative? Or will this crisis further weaken its relevance in the country's democratic space? Many observers argue that the PDP's crisis goes beyond personalities. It reflects a deeper struggle over ideology, accountability, and the direction of Nigeria's opposition politics. The outcome of this leadership battle may well determine whether the party can reinvent itself or remain trapped in cycles of division and power play. Joining us to unpack these dynamics and provide expert insight into the evolving situation is a political analyst, Adakole Ijogi. Good morning.
More like, put appropriately, a member of the People's Democratic Party.
Okay, a member of the People's Democratic Party.
Yes, thank you.
Your party seems to be going in this circle. 2027 election is around the corner. PDP is supposed to be the major opposition party, and it seems to have lost its voice. The last count, the court said your convention cannot hold, that you must give 21 days notice. Now, the man that will sign the notice is Anyanwu, who has a faction that has taken over the leadership of the party, Abdurrahman Mohammed. Damagu is on the other side. Now, how do you think your party can ever get out of this before the election?
Well, thank you again for having me, and good morning to Nigerians. I think let me start by saying that the current squabbles that you have in the NWC, the party leadership, national party leadership, is about who gets what, why, how. Essentially. You know, the PDP since 2015 is like a father who passed on without leaving a will. So the children are scrapping for the pressure points and high, positions within the party. And like I said, currently in the PDP seems to me like a pack of sheep being led by a lion, and also, on the other hand, a pack of lion being led by a sheep. As I see the different camps playing out their intention to take over the party structure, the party power block. But more importantly, I see it as, these are sheep. I'm using the analogy of sheep now. But to fellowship, you have to be a fellow sheep to fellowship. And then you now have disagreeing interests of people claiming to say these ones are not keeping agreements, these ones don't obey court order, these people are ambitious. You even have ethno-religious sentiments within the party playing out. But one of the good things I will come out to say here to Nigerians is that however this current NWC plays it on the 10th of December, their tenure will expire. So it's just like 4 or 5 weeks that they have. So everybody is grappling from the soul of the party. People are looking for where to come in, where to fit in. Everything is about 2027. But like I said on this platform, those of us who are the replacement generation leaders in the party, we are not looking at only the 2027 general elections, because the PDP was formed in 1998. It's an institution. All institutions have their own crisis. You want to blame the Nyesom Wike, you want to blame Atiku, you can continue the blame game. But for those of us who are leaders, we look at solutions. And I'm happy to say it here that the solutions are in sight, because some senior, very high members of the Board of Trustees of the PDP, I'm aware, have started the reconciliation meetings today. So, to answer your question directly, we will get out of it. We have this level of, sophistication within the party that what you are seeing is just interests playing out, political interests here playing out. But at the end of the day, whether you say it is Nyesom Wike, whether it's Sam Anyanwu and Nyesom Wike, or Damago and Bala, none of them want to destroy the party. The thing is that I was saying to someone that the thing I find interesting about the PDP is that you have people who can call you to order, people who can go to you to seek redress. Yes, some certain things, when you look at the nitty details, the Nyesom Wike and the Anyanwu camp, they are not totally wrong. When you look at, say, if they say, do the congresses correctly, whether it is in Anambra, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, do correct congresses. And these other people are saying, we have a quorum. We don't need all the 36 states and FCT to go for a convention. We don't need it. We just need simple majority. That's what the constitution of the party says. But you see, there are still internal, there's still unseen political rivalries that you have within the party that is playing out. And like I say to my party faithfuls, political leadership doesn't essentially metamorphose into the party itself. You have the party in the grassroots, in the wards, in the local governments, in the states. They're all stable and still intact. What you now have here are the big boys in Abuja looking for which position they are going to get and how they are going to, be influential in the runoff to the 2027 election, and in some cases, 2031, some of them.
Well, Mr. Ijogi, I hear you when you say that the PDP will come out of this, but I'm sure the big question on everybody's lips is that, is the party really ready to go into the 2027 election? Like you said, it is not just about the 2027 election, but beyond. But we've seen some strong reactions from figures like Nyesom Wike and remnants of the G5 bloc. And questions people are asking are these powerful internal actors now a liability for the PDP, or do they represent a necessary counterweight?
No, they don't. I think that most of these people that you have shouting out in the rain, whether it is the former G5 members and all that, most of them don't even have that political sophistication to win certain elections in their places. If you recall, 3 of them lost their senatorial elections. So yes, it is for the media to say, yes, the crisis, the Ikpeazu or Tom, all those kind of things. I think that the real issue here is, what is their stance with regards to this? Like I was saying to somebody last night, I said, leadership is about solving problems, providing solutions. If people, high-placed members like Samuel or Tom, Ikpeazu and Ayo Fayose are shouting out in the rain, what are they doing to solve the problem, the crisis? Or are they part of the crisis? So I like to look at strategy. So hence, thus far, I can see the PDP moving towards, because it's like a woman is pregnant and you say she shouldn't give birth. It's an impossibility. This crisis will go away.
Will it go away before 2027?
Of course, it will go away this year. I say by the 10th of December this year, this NWC, their tenure will be dissolved. There will be no Damagun, there will be no Anyanwu, there will be no Bature, there will be no Debo.
Now, 10th of December, the tenure of the NWC will end.
Yes.
But the intrigues before then will determine what plays out. There may not be a national convention.
There will be.
The court has ruled against that. Then, if you now go for the option of a caretaker committee, are these two camps ready to align to bring their own representative to the table, or it is one group take all?
There will be, by the 10th of December, there will be no camps, because they have all been gone. And like I said, there is going to be a convention, because the NEC, the NWC, properly constituted, took the proposal to NEC. NEC approved a convention and set up a convention planning committee. And you know, the NEC National Executive Committee is the second highest decision-making organ of the party besides the convention. So we cannot disband our
So what happens to the court injunction?
It's for us to go back and redo this thing, and then the convention planning committee will set another date. So you see, I say when you understand how political party works, we cannot, the people that are going to come in, or the Anyangu or the Damagun, when they came in on the 10th of December 2021, it is their returning officers and oath of office was taken by the convention planning committee. So the convention planning committee led by the governor of Adamawa State is set. So whether it is on the 15th of November or the 15th of December, we'll certainly and most definitely have our convention. So remove that one on the block. As law-abiding citizens or party members, I think, in all honesty, if you ask me from my individual capacity, I think that the PDP should just go back and do the congresses. When we get the congresses, we set another date for a convention. So whether it is caretaker or no caretaker, we have a national convention planning committee duly constituted by the NEC, the second highest organ of our party. So Nigerians shouldn't despair. PDP will present candidates in the election. It's just this internal squabble. And like I say, for the opt-in town, in the next 4 weeks, all of this will evaporate because the woman is already pregnant and she must give birth.
I like your positive spirit, but some people say that former presidents, governors, and old power blocks still pull strings within the PDP. Now, I want to know, to what extent are these external godfathers shaping the crisis behind the scenes?
TJ, should I answer you honestly, or I should give you a political answer?
I'd like your honest answer.
Now, the honest answer is some of us have been worried by these unforeseen hands that you have. You have one general in Gusau and another one in the hill in Mina dictating internal affairs of the party. And some of us say no. In my own generation, the replacement generation, we strongly disagree with them because we are Democrats. How would you be a Democrat and you are going into a party primaries and you print only one form for one position? And that position is determined by one general, either in the hills in Mina or the one in Gusau. What's the meaning of that? It should be open for contest. Those are the founding principles of the founding fathers. It is about equity, fairness, and justice. It's about competition. You know, this introduction during the Uche Secondus, because I ran for the deputy national chairman, deputy national secretary of the party, I think in 2017 or something. They brought in something they call unity list. Why is the PDP afraid of internal democracy? Some of us are the voice that speak truth to power to them. So to answer your question directly, my generation was strongly against it. It should be thrown open and let the best and the brightest of us emerge.
Okay. I like that optimism, and you talked about the takeover generation, your own generation.
Replacement generation.
Disagree with the powerful generals. I wonder, people also say that, where were you when this crisis started? Because a lot of times we don't remember how we got to where we are. We might never be able to define the way forward because what created the crisis may still be there. Now, you used to have a consensus list in arriving at leadership. It's one of the ways in your constitution. So you can't rule that out. So do you have the wherewithal? Because it's also the game of money, the war chest. To go into it, yeah, you're resolute. But you were resolute when some individual decided what happened in River State. You were resolute when some individual decided to sabotage the efforts of the party. Your voice was not heard then. Will your voice be heard this time around?
Well, you see, if you think about the PDP and the way we conduct our internal party politics, is that there are different power blocks within the party, rightly so. Like I said on this one of your programs here on TVC, that you cannot go to church and not expecting to see priests. Yeah. Once you go to a political party, you meet politicians, and politicians have political ambitions and interests. So within a political party, you have power blocks and power bases. There are some of them that are strong at this time, some of them are weakened over time. The crisis that the disagreement or the crisis that we have in the party started long before now. It only metamorphosed into what you have it now, into all this lawlessness of breaking the secretariat, people fighting in Wadata House, all those kind of show of shame. But it started long before now, when the PDP refused to discipline members.
Yeah.
People like Atiku Abubakar, who fought the party against Obasanjo in 2003 to 2006, all of them, they will go back, they will come back and occupy prime position. Meanwhile, the constitution says when you go out, you lose your ranking. You go and start from the grassroots. You don't come back as former vice president and then be part of the caucus. No. You go and start then you now started having dissidents within the party. And most of these dissidents are caused by not obeying constitutions of the party. Even the party cannot even discipline somebody like a very average member like myself, Adakole Ijogi, what I did in the last election by supporting Peter Obi instead of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Why? Because they did not follow the constitution of the party, which is based on zoning and rotation. It was the turn of the South. Because after 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari, power should shift to the South. But instead, that crisis of that simple mistake made in the PDP primaries that we had in the National Stadium in 2022, it is what is still boiling out till today. Because nerves have not been settled. If you want to settle two warring friends or brothers, you have to come with equity and clean hands. But if you keep hiding, say no, it is Wike, and then Wike looks at you and say, what did you do to Atiku? What did you do? So why are you putting the thing on me? You say it is Damagun. Damagun turns and says, no, Nyesom Wike, this is what you went to go and do in reverse. If you have all that blame game going on, I understand. Like I had a radio interview yesterday, I said, those of us who know can't speak. Wow. Those of us who understand it can only describe it. That is the problem with the PDP. But I will promise Nigerians this, that the party is not dead. A crisis within that level of crisis is about power play of who gets what, why, and how. That will soon be resolved.
So how do you explain the large exodus of members in your party? We've seen governors exit the party, senators exit the party, House of Rep members exit the party. And a lot of people are saying with this mass defections, this PDP is fast losing relevance. And some people believe that, well, it might just be on a path to reform. Now, what side do you believe? Do you think that the PDP is on a path of reinvention, or it's beginning to slowly collapse? You've struck up that, but I would like you to establish that more.
For us, the replacement generation, we're excited, we're happy that these people are leaving, because it opens up the space, the political space for new people to come in. Now, I try to make this point that political leadership is not the party. In Delta State, Okowa and the current governor of Delta State left the party with House of Assembly members, commissioners, National Assembly members, and all of that. That is political leadership. The party structure in the state is still intact. The party members are still party members. Which party chairman do you want? A PDP state chairman, he should pack his things and go to APC and become an ordinary member when he's already party chairman in PDP. It's just political leadership that is living on one hand. And then on the second hand, I'd like to say this, that this political leadership, we tend to overrate them. Okowa was vice president running mate to Atiku Abubakar. Okowa was sitting governor of Delta State. In the presidential election, which he was on the ticket in 2023, did he deliver PDP did he deliver Delta State to PDP? Peter Obi won Delta State. So don't get yourself. I'd like to tell PDP members, you see all these guys, they are just on the top in Abuja and then shouting in the rain. Those of us who are grassroots politicians know that the party is intact. The PDP family is intact. Yes, you have some small squabbles in the top. That is just political power play. The PDP family is intact. All we are urging them to do is that the leaders, when I mean leaders now, serious leaders, I'm not talking about the warring faction of Samanyangu, Nyesom Wike and their likes. No. I'm talking about serious founding fathers of the parties. They should get together. People like Professor Jerry Gana, people like Bode George, people like Adolphus Muabara. They should get together and stop these boys, all these people from shouting out in the rain. And we should fix our party internally.
I like what you said about people making noise, but politics also, it's the game of what kind of favor you can dispense to your followers, and it plays a lot of role. Now, PDP is not in the leadership in Nigeria, so you have a lot of people defect to the APC that has hold of that. Now, you had the last one, the governor of Bayelsa State, defecting and say the reason is because the PDP is a sinking ship. Now, the challenge is, how will people remain in the PDP when they issue what they felt Plateau States, the last election, when the court ruled and they all lost their position because who signed the nomination form? So you won't say a serious politician like you're talking about, the takeover generation, should remain when he is not sure what the court will rule. Because this crisis, you said, will soon be over by December 10. May just survive December 10. Because, for instance, Wike is there. Wike has taken a position concerning 2027. And your party still want to present candidate in 2027.
Of course.
So how do you think you will not tell the same man that he should not support your party candidate when he has taken a position? So the party is still very divided. So let's not run away from that.
Well, while I appreciate Nyesom Wike for what he has done for the party over the years, I think it is time for him now to stop shouting in the rain. What he told us, what he was fighting for in 2023, which is Yendeba. We are bringing the bar that he's complaining about now. We are presenting the PDP neck, who has zoned the presidential slot of the party to the south. So what is it that you are fighting for now? Personal interest. Yes, because all politics is local in the first instance, but personal in the long run. So he wants to keep Tinubu in place. I want us to go into that fight. Then I'll see what I want to hear what he has to say. Because once you are shouting that the national chairmanship and the presidential candidate cannot be from the same side. I was with him in that fight. I agreed with him. But right now, the dynamics has changed. Now, with all those high-profile political defections that you have within the party, I repeat myself. So ask myself a simple question. Somebody like Governor Doyo-Diri, who is in his second tenure as governor, what is he looking for? He has been so many things, senator, everything, House of Reps, under the platform of the umbrella. He's going. Why? Personal. So just allow politicians to do that. They are shape-shifting and cross-carpeting. What is essential and what is pertinent is that the PDP you can't wish the PDP away. Whether it is Nyesom Wike not supporting us or supporting us, those are not the issues. The party is bigger than any individual. I put it to you. The People's Democratic Party is bigger than any individual, whether it is Nyesom Wike, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, General Gusau, Sule Lamido, any of those people. The party is bigger than them. PDP is an institution. And what some of us are urging that will happen within the party must begin to punish erring members. People who are, you can't have these actions without sanctions. And then there's something that, that some people like myself have been shouting about for the last 3-4 years about within the party, is the feeling of entitlement. That is why when the PDP, God help solve the Atiku problem within the PDP, they left. You have the feeling of entitlement. I'm looking at it, why? How some people say, boring kunya. And I say, man, what is it? No. You can't own the party. You can't. Everything has to be on equity, fairness, and justice. Let the PDP go back to its founding principles. And then you will see that everything will just... Nigerian people are waiting for the PDP. Do what the APC has done in the last 10 years. Have you looked at the Nigerian economy? Have you looked at the value of the currency? Have you looked at unemployment? Have you looked at all the economic indices? It's been absolute disaster. They have mismanaged the Nigerian economy, especially during the time of Muhammadu Buhari. I was shouting out in the rain that what this man is doing, it would take as an economist, I will tell you, it would take a growth rate of over 10%. GDP growth rate of over 82 consecutive quarters. In a year, you have 4 quarters to undo that economic blunder that happened. So Nigerians are waiting for a credible alternative, and the PDP can't provide. It is democracy. It cannot be a one-party state.
But don't say it as if it started with Buhari. The PDP created that challenge when even Okonjo-Iweala said that Nigeria was borrowing to pay salaries under a PDP leadership.
Yeah, because
it started from the PDP.
Because of the subsidy and all of that.
It started from the PDP.
Fiscal structure. I agree with you. The blame game is not going to help anybody. Like, if you say that, I will say, okay, in 2015 when they came in, how much is the exchange rate? 197, I'll tell you. How much is it now? So if you are saying it's the PDP, When the PDP, you know how much more PDP met exchange rate in 1999? President Obasanjo? He met it at 98 naira. It was less than 100 naira. At the time Obasanjo was leaving, it was about 130 naira. When Jonathan was leaving, it was 197. The APC, and their 10 years, in 10 years of mismanagement, economic mismanagement, in just 10 years, you crashed it from 197 to 1,500 and something. Look at inflation rate. As an economist, I will tell you, when they tell you, say inflation is at 32%, I say, who are you kidding? You buy something, pure water, that you used to buy for 5 naira, is 50 naira, is 5 naira. In 2015, it was 5 naira. Now it's 50 naira. You are saying the inflation rate is 32%. I'll say, no, they're just measuring average of basket price. I'll tell you that. They shouldn't be telling, and then they try to rebase the GDP and the what do you call it, and the inflation numbers. You can't be clever by half. The market doesn't lie. Numbers don't lie. So when Nigerians, when we are saying we need a credible alternative within the party, in the PDP, we need one so Nigerians can choose. It's not do or die. Let all the governors, all the households. In fact, there's one interesting fellow on social media. He's on TikTok. I said, please, all of them should melt into the APC so that we know who our enemies are and we know how to avoid them on come election day.
Well, it's a good one, that, and a lot of people will agree with you when you say punish erring members, because we've seen a lot of members of the PDP commit anti-party.
Not punish, discipline.
Well, discipline them, yes. And they go unpunished, rather.
Correct.
So I would like to know, is the party's constitution being weaponized to justify personal ambition rather than the institutional order?
No. The actions, you have to take an action that will precede a reaction. Like, for instance, you cannot say we are going in for an election, elective convention, and for goodness sake, you printed one form for each position. Is that not absolute madness? What are you doing? You should take that kind of action, and then we fold our hands and then we're looking at you. No. We are going into elections. We say presidential elections. We say for equity, fairness, and justice. The caucus meets and they say power should shift. As the way they did it in 2022, before they set up a committee to zone the zoning committee, head by the same Otom and I think one other governor, I can't remember. Before they submitted their result, they opened the sale of form. I think we went to go and buy a form. Is that how to run a party? We shouldn't punish you for your erring behavior? No. It should be about fairness, equity, and justice. Open it. The governors have the strength, they have the capacity, they have the network. So why would you print only one form? Let everybody go and contest. If you can induce your delegate, fine. You can sweet talk them, fine. But don't restrict and close up the space for people to express their democratic rights. It is not fair. Well,
Mr. Ijogi, quite interesting conversation, I must say. I don't want to even end it here, but because of our time, we have to go. So thank you so much for your contribution on the program. We'll definitely keep an eye on the PDP ahead of 2027, and I hope that you're able to overcome your differences and put the party together.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being a part of the conversation. We'll now hand you over to Lagos, where Ria and the rest of the team are standing by to continue with the rest of the show.
Thank you so much, Nyesom, right here on